Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. I'm Paul Jackson, your host. Thank you for joining us. And I was thinking that I think we said a month or so ago that everybody's looking forward to 2021. Anything's better than what we've been through. So I guess be careful what you wish for, because there's no doubt that what we're going through with the weather and how 2021 has come in like a lion with all the snows and the polar vortexes coming up and Texas really struggling. Everybody has seen a lot, but I guess I still think we probably consider this much better than what went on in 2020. So I'm not complaining about that. But anyway, welcome to Fairfield Today. Glad to be with you. We've got a good show today. We're going to start it off with a fellow we had on just I don't know, maybe a month ago, right, Tim? Maybe a month ago. Tim Oatney is our buddy, our CPA, and to tell us about taxes and Does the weather, now we're not talking about COVID, the weather typically have any effect on your business at this time of year? No.
Nope.
Business goes on.
It sure does. It has to.
Death and taxes still go?
As of yesterday, IRS is still saying April 15th is the deadline.
Yeah.
So,
no
extensions this year. Nope.
I was thinking too, I said, the old axiom is nothing's for certain but death and taxes, and I've got you on today, and next week I've got a funeral director on. So we'll check and see if both of them are sure. We know taxes are for sure. Tim can tell us that. Anyway, welcome. We're into the season now. It's certainly been a long time. It's been officially tax season. There's been no doubt. I see the early hours you keep at work when I drive by your place on 6th Avenue. So it's officially been tax season for a long time. Now as we're getting closer to the April 15th deadline, still a couple months away, but we're getting there. Everything about as you expected it to be?
Right. People are bringing their information in just like we expected. Filing season has now been kicked off for a week, and we've actually filed some tax returns. They've been accepted, so IRS is working like they should. The only kind of a downplay might happen is if Congress passes this next stimulus check.
Yes.
They're expected maybe in mid-March to pass the next stimulus check and start sending out $1,400 checks. And that's going to take a certain segment of their population at IRS to go do that. There goes a slowdown for taxes. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. We'll make it.
I was kind of privileged to be on a Zoom conference that Tim conducted with Lancaster Kiwanis and had a nice tax update about the things that were going on. And one of the things I think you said was last Friday was the first day that...
Yeah, the 12th of February was
last Friday
was the first day.
A couple Fridays ago. And so you said you were concerned that everything might crash. Did anything
not that I'm aware of. It must have gone smoothly.
Maybe everybody did what you did. They held off a little bit.
I waited until Sunday.
I got you. Well, anyway, what's some important points that we should be talking about now as we're into really tax season?
This year for people, individuals, let's talk about individuals instead of businesses. No. There's one new feature right on the front page of a 1040, especially if you're filling out your own. And it's the ability to write off up to $300 of charitable contributions. All right, and of course it must be a cash donation, so it can't be items given to Goodwill or somebody like that. It has to be a check to a church or nonprofit organization. Now the neat part is, and again looking at 2021, next year this time, a married couple can actually do $600, where this year they can only do $300. So that's a change that's for this year and next year combined. The other thing is people are concerned about the stimulus check, or checks that they may have already gotten.
And then there's some confusion about how that's going to be handled from a tax-wise.
Well, not from my side, but yes, there is. Okay.
Not you. Maybe from us. I mean.
But first of all, if you received a stimulus check, none of it is taxable. That's the first comment I can make. None of it's taxable. However, you need to reconcile it on your Form 1040. It's line 30. on the 1040, and there's a questionnaire form that you need to fill out to actually get to the answer, and that's 21 questions long. So you can get that questionnaire, fill it out, and the whole reason for it. Okay, so Paul, last year, let's assume that, okay, you and your wife, the maximum you could have gotten is $1,200 apiece,
right,
and then another $600 in January. Okay, so $1,800 apiece. But let's say they only sent you $1,000. And remember, they based that off of your 19 and or 18 tax return is why they sent that money to you.
Okay.
Well, it's really 2020 is the year we reconcile. It was just an advance payment. So now, maybe your income went down this year. Maybe you had a big stock sale or something a couple years ago that precluded you from getting all of the stimulus money.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're eligible for all of it, and so they gave you $1,000. You were eligible for $1,800 apiece, and now you'll get more of a refund. That's what the reconciliation is. It's a one-way street. You only get more, you never get less. So, and so that must be done on line 30 of your 1040. So that's how that works.
And that $300, that a line item, that's different?
Oh, the $300.
Well, I mean the line item.
Yeah,
that
the
was
line
there.
item is like 10B, I believe.
That's not always been there?
No,
Oh.
that's a brand new line. This year, it says charitable contributions. Okay.
So all these will continue for this tax year now, 2021, because people are now getting some of that, well, maybe all of the money in 2021.
And that was the other comment. Yes, it was. See, I'm circling back.
Okay,
All
very
right.
good.
The thought being is both of those stimulus payments need to be reconciled on the 2020 tax return, even though you got $600 in 2021. That's the important part.
Yeah,
Okay.
all have to be on this one.
All on one.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, what if you haven't gotten that second check yet? Obviously, you can't say you have it, so...
Well, first of all, if you have not gotten it, see, this is the way you will get it when you do your tax return.
Oh.
Because you fill out line 30, and then it will say, well, you didn't get $600, so
Right.
now you get it on your tax return.
Okay, so they'll put it on there then.
Yeah, well, that's
Okay.
where you put it, yes.
All right. I saw this, recovery rebate credit.
Well-
What in the world?
And that's what it's called on the tax return. Line
What
30
we've just been
is
talking about?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No, it's a good question.
I never heard that
Well,
called that.
because that's the official words.
Oh.
Okay, but everybody called it stimulus. So don't get fooled by line 30 being called recovery rebate credit.
Or stimulus.
But they don't
Yeah.
use the word stimulus anywhere.
Right.
Okay? Yes.
That's why you need an accountant, Tim. That's, I can remember years ago we all talked about, well, there won't be a need for accountants. Everything's going to be easy.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's going to be easy. So you were going to, well, I don't think there's less accountants now. There may be the same amount, but you're still needed
Oh, yeah.
more than ever.
Absolutely. Yes.
It's, nothing's gotten easier about this.
No, no, it has not.
I guess that's job security
It
for
is.
you.
Anytime Congress meets.
So economic income payments, impact payments,
Yeah. that's all.
not required on the 2021.
Well, that's the same stimulus money.
Okay.
Yeah. It's called a number of different things.
And as you were talking the other day when I was on that Zoom conference with you and you were explaining everything, that was really good. I mean, so we answered
Thank
a lot.
you.
A lot of good information on there. I was interested to hear you talk about something that I hadn't heard anything about. Maybe I wouldn't necessarily know about it. It's that PIN, identity protection
Okay.
PIN, that's available now. You're already on to that,
Yes, I
and
am.
maybe some people now are just starting to realize
Right.
that.
Good. Thanks for bringing it up. What Paul's talking about is this year, 2021, is the first year that us in Ohio are allowed now to file and receive what they call an IP PIN. Now, what is that? Well, it's a 6-digit number, and right on page 2 of the 1040, right where you sign your name, to the right of it, there's a place for a PIN number.
Little boxes.
Yeah, 6 little boxes, and so you can get this PIN number. Well, what's it do? Well, if you go to irs.gov and go to get an IP PIN, and then it'll lead you through how to get one. You need a cell phone, you need a bank statement, you need some other stuff. So go through the rules and be prepared when you do it. But then they'll issue you a 6-digit PIN. Well, now, so I already have mine. I got mine earlier. And now when I file my tax return, I have to put that PIN number there. Because, Paul, if you file a tax return in my name and my SOCH and try to get a refund under my information, you won't get it because it'll be kicked out for fraud unless you know that 6-digit PIN.
So the IRS will know that should be filled out.
Correct.
They will know that Tim Oatney has a number and it's not there, so that would flag that.
Correct.
Okay.
That's what it's there for. And also, this circle back to something very important, is the unemployment checks or the unemployment
That was
forms.
going to be the next question. A lot of confusion about that.
Yes.
Taxable, not taxable.
Well, if you truly filed for unemployment last year, and because you were unemployed and you got a check, you will get a Form 1099-G in the mail, and of course that is all taxable to the Fed and to the state. Okay, so no question about it. Now, what's the issue of today is, what if you got one of those, and Paul, what if you got one in the mail, but you didn't file for unemployment?
Yeah.
Now you have a 1099-G. And somebody used your name and your SOCH.
You're hearing a lot of that now.
Yes, there's a lot of fraud.
Even the governor went through that.
They tried to get the
Yes,
governor. They
yes.
cut it off.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But so a lot of people are getting these today. So if you get a 1099-G from the Job and Family Services for some money for unemployment, and you did not file for unemployment, you must call the state of Ohio. Actually, you have to use the website. They won't answer the phone. And report that you fraudulently got this, so then they can reissue you another one with a 0 on it. Because otherwise, the state sent a copy to the Fed, and the Fed's going to match that up to your tax return. And eventually, because you're going to maybe throw it aside and say, I didn't get it, so I'm not paying tax on it, but eventually you'll get a letter from the IRS. So you need to take care of that. What's worse, though, and this goes back to the IP PIN, somebody has your name, address, and SOCH. I would, as soon as I knew that, I would go to the credit bureau and freeze your credit and get this IP PIN we just talked about, so that stop people from using your personal information.
Yeah. And we've only got a couple minutes
Yep.
left, but is it important that if you're married, that both people get that? Is it asked for both people?
Well, you don't have to have both people. It's not a bad thing to get both people, because if you're married, even and some people, of course, married file separate. So yeah, then you got to have one on each return.
Yeah. But if you file together, you have to have at least the one.
Well, if you have
you don't have to, but you should have at least the one.
But if you have the one, it will kick it out.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, and we talked a little bit about this when you were on last month. A lot of changes at your place and many businesses now. You aren't really having people come in. Everything is going to be done either put in the mail, dropped off, or electronically.
Right. We're doing everything virtually. We have even what we call a portal where people can put in their information, send it to us electronically. We have a Dropbox. We have, even in our lobby, they can come into the main lobby, and we have a desk out front so they can drop it off. And then the lady at the front desk, she can see them, and then she goes out and retrieves it and brings it in. Lots of different ways of doing business, and that's what we have to do.
And I think now, as we've been into this for a year, everybody understands that.
We have had great cooperation from all of our clients, and even new clients who just called us up now. They fully understand and appreciate it. Yeah.
Sure. Well, we've got a month or so left to go on this, and we'll get you back again. Things just keep going on. I mean, I guess the only thing that's constant is change. So Tim Oatney is with us. What's your website?
OatneyCPA.com.
OatneyCPA.com, and 6th Avenue, your address is?
121 East 6th Avenue.
Nice building right there, and good to have you with us, Tim.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Tim Oatney, our CPA, gives us good tax information. We appreciate that. We'll be back in just a moment.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Fairfield Federal, When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference.
We were retiring from Tucson, Arizona, and we made a retirement trip out around Ohio, having decided that's where we wanted to be. And we came across this town called Lancaster, and we fell in love with the downtown area where the fountain is and the memorials and the flags and all this stuff. And we looked around and I said, there's our bank right there.
There's something to be said about a community bank in your hometown.
Right. If you live in the community, you should do business in the community as much as possible. So it makes sense to bank with the community bank where you live.
Fairfield Federal is the bank to be at. If you live in this town, or any town actually, you want to bank in a local home bank. And the employees are happy here, they're conversant, customer service is through the roof. There's nothing more you could ask for.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. I'm Paul Jasson. Thank you for joining us. We're inside the lobby, of course, downtown of Fairfield Federal with lots of weather going on around us, things happening all over. And it's always fun when we get to talk to small businesses. I've always felt that small businesses in a community like Lancaster, they're really the backbone of what makes the place run in this community. You know, the big box stores are certainly a place for them, and we're glad they're here. We're glad to have them in this community, but there are far more small businesses than there are big box stores. We got one of them here today over on 6th Avenue. I'll guarantee, just off 6th Avenue, I guess on Forest Road, but I guarantee you've driven by the place, hopefully been there. It's called Crazy for Popcorn. We've got the owners here with us. Louis and Jennifer Shuman are with us. Crazy for Popcorn. First of all, what caused you to start this kind of business, Louis?
He always points at me.
Okay. Yeah, I saw him look at you right there. So I'll look at you from now on too. Why Crazy for Popcorn?
My grandma started with showing us there was 3 girls in the family, and she showed us how to make popcorn balls, you know, the caramel corn.
Everybody had those at Christmas. We used to only have them at Christmas.
Yeah. Right. And I know that I'll be showing our age, but typically we did a Saturday evening popcorn, and that was the only time we got Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
But Mom would pop it right at the tail end of Lawrence Welk, and then we got to watch Hee Haw. So
that was how your Saturday night went.
Yes, yep.
BR 549. We all remember that.
Wow, yeah.
So that kind of shows our age. I know there will be a lot of listeners and viewers out there that will be like, what are they talking about?
Lawrence who?
The Bubble Man.
So is this a second career for you folks?
Yeah, pretty much. We've both had other multiple jobs along the way. And I've worked retail and in the food industry as well. So I had that background anyway. And I said, is this something that you'd think that, as soon as I said the word food of any kind, he was like, I'm in.
I'm in.
So,
yeah.
But we thought that it would be an adventure that we wanted to take together. So.
And we did. We got everything lined up, and we ended up quitting our jobs both at the same time.
To do this.
To jump into it with both feet and, for each of us. And
so how long you've been in this? 2-3 years? Oh, maybe longer than that.
Yeah, we're coming into our 5th year.
5th year. I know it's been there quite a while. And they're at one of those little strip malls on one of the strip malls on 6th and Forest Road. One's on 6th and one's on Forest Road, and they're at the far north end of the one on Forest Road. Crazy for Popcorn.
Exactly.
And nice little place there. Interesting interior, all fixed up, kind of colorful, kind of get your spirits going. I'm sure that was part of your thinking.
Yes, it was. We wanted people to come in and, the sights and the smells are what it's all about, and just take everything in. I don't have any walls or anything blocking what I'm doing. That way you can physically see,
I think people
you
like
know,
that.
cooking.
They
Yeah,
like to see what's going on.
Sometimes he'll ask 2 or 3 times, and they'll just be like mesmerized, like what I'm. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I want, you know.
Yeah.
So it makes it interesting and fun for them.
So last year, 2020, difficult time. Certainly, small businesses. It was a hard time for. Were you forced to close for a period of time?
Yes.
Yeah, we closed March 14th all the way until we reopened on May 14th. But we reopened as curbside only, and we've remained that way since.
So that's how you're doing it now. If somebody comes up, what do they call? You have a sign there that says "Call us."
They have multiple ways. They can go online and order and pay that way, and we'll get notified of their order. They can call the store and put in their order and then come pick up. Or they can just pull up right outside the door. We'll come out and meet them at their car, get it ready, and bring it. And they don't even have to leave their, the warmth of their car this year.
Sure. More or less drive-through.
Yeah.
Yes. We've thought about the different ways to handle it, letting people come in, but based on the design of our store, by following CDC guidelines, we wouldn't be able to allow but 1 or 2 people in the store anyhow. So we chose to do the curbside.
So if by magic somebody waved a wand and tomorrow everything was back to the way it was a couple of years ago, would you go back? Will you go back to the inside, everything inside again?
Eventually, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
But this has to have worked out pretty good. You have to be pleased at least the way this is working. I don't think anybody gets turned off by that. Not now. Everybody understands this is the new norm.
Right.
And our biggest concern was, because obviously Christmas is our biggest time of the year, we were concerned about how we were going to handle the volume at Christmas time.
Sure.
But it really helped out by having the orders pre-done.
Yep.
And it ran very smoothly with the help of family and everything.
I think a year ago everybody was kind of up in the air, but now everybody really understands this is how it's done now. Some businesses you have to. We just had an accountant on. His business is all done by not touching, feeling, not seeing people, and that's the way much of your business is done too. It can be done that way.
Yes. Yes.
Talking with the owners of Crazy for Popcorn, Gourmet Popcorn, and their shop is over on Foresters Avenue. What's the address right there?
618
Forester. Again, as you face the mall, it'd be on the far left-hand side, and it's a great little place to get popcorn. How many varieties do we have now?
Go ahead.
At least 30, and then I try to carry like what we call feature flavors. Okay. So those will come and go, but typically on average it's about 30 different flavors.
Okay. This is Lewis and Jennifer Shuman. They're with us today, and maybe they have places like yours in Columbus, but you're certainly the only one in Lancaster. There have been previous ones. I can remember there were other places in town that did what you do in terms of gourmet popcorn. You're the only one around. Probably Columbus would be the only other closest place.
Yes. Yeah. There was Granville area, some places like that. There's been some in the near vicinity. But for right now, we're the only ones that's fully gourmet here in town.
And I guess I heard some stories about when you were shut down and then when you opened back up, again, the community stepped up here, your family, your friends, everybody tried to really help you out.
Yeah, they really have. Maybe I ought to let him talk about that because I get real emotional about that just because it's so heartwarming and it really brings you back.
What happened?
Yeah, and we really have been supported, whether it's been monetary donations or just extra orders that people are trying to give us a boost. So I don't know what you want to add, but it's just makes you very humble when you sit back and think.
Everything from our regular customers really stepped up and went the extra mile for us. New customers coming in, just knowing that how small businesses were struggling and are continuing to struggle. They did what they could to help out by ordering extra and things like that. And so it's just been very humbling for us, and we can't appreciate it enough.
Yeah. So your website, is it crazyforpopcorn.com?
That's exactly right.
And you're on Facebook too?
And we're on Facebook, and we're also on Instagram.
Instagram. Social media is the way it is now for any business.
Go ahead.
You talk about when we first opened, our business plan when we first opened, she was going to run the store, She was going to do the cooking, run the store, take care of the customers. I was going to go out on the street and go door to door, go to the doctor's offices, go to places.
What we call cold calling.
Sure,
you know.
sure.
And a couple of friends of ours, the day after we opened, released it on their Facebook pages.
Bang.
And I've never left the store since.
And worked hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are the hours you guys are open? You have a little different hours.
Yeah, right now we're Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 5. Just kind of made it as simple as possible, you know, not one day here, one day, you know, just, you know, Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 5. And of course you can hop online and order at any time, but then that first day on Wednesday, we get those notifications that they can pick up that day, you know, or they can even get on and say, I'll pick up on Saturday, you know.
Square that away.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any kind of special popcorn that you use? Is it anything different than I'd buy at the grocery store? Other than you buy thousands of pounds of it, I suppose.
There are two different kinds. One is called butterfly, which that is what you typically would see popping. In that at the stores or anything. And then the other one is called a mushroom, and that's more of the look like a round ball. And that's what I typically do the sweet flavors with.
Oh, I was going to say, it depends on what flavor you're making.
Exactly.
It's a better one to
because
the
butterfly, they call it butterfly because it sort of opens up and has the wings.
Little wings on it.
And those little wings capture the dry flavorings that we
kind of gets all those little nooks
and the mushroom one is better for the
the coating. Exactly.
And you make them all right there.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's got to be a good smell when you walk in there. Now you guys, I know how it is when you work in the food business. You get enough of that smell all the time, but for somebody walking in, that's pretty awing.
It depends on what flavor. Actually.
Has anybody asked for any weird flavors that you don't have that's just too far out there, like a jalapeno? I don't know what would be weird. Maybe jalapeno wouldn't be weird. I don't know.
Well, we do have a jalapeno bacon, and some of the not weirder ones, but different ones. You know, not everybody enjoys all the different ones, but the dill pickle is sort of a different one that people like, the jalapeno bacon.
I think the one that we do have this one fella, he constantly asks me every time he orders, are you going to do any black walnut?
Black walnut, that's a little different.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, probably not. But we even do have a black licorice. I'm a black licorice lover, and it has... I didn't realize how many black licorice lovers when I make it.
Is it kind of a black looking?
Oh, sure.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Black in color. And it's
you
yummy.
Can give all that to somebody else. I won't be ordering
I'm right there with you. I'm not a fan of that.
And I suppose the normal types, the caramels, those are your biggest sellers.
Yeah, that's pretty much the biggest seller. And we always try to help people when they do order. That if you're given it as a gift and you're not really sure, we always say the 3 flavors that are basic: caramel, cheddar, and butter. That way you kind of hit something, you know, for everybody.
Yeah, you just have. I know when I get them, they're kind of in a bigger bag. Is that the one size you have, or do you have different sizes?
Go ahead.
We have numerous sizes. We have a small, medium, large, and extra large.
Okay.
And then we also have tins. And our tins, you can put anywhere from 2 to 3 flavors in.
I was going to say they're segmented in there, so I've gotten those as gifts.
Yeah.
Gotten those as gifts.
And then right now we also have gift boxes that are decorative, but then you put what type of popcorn bags in the box. It's an open box.
Do you sell any other items but popcorn, or is that it?
That's it.
100%. That's why you're crazy for popcorn, not anything else.
Well, when we opened, we wanted to name it just popcorn. That name was.
But that would limit you if you ever decided to do something. Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's Crazy for Popcorn. It's Louis and Jennifer Shuman are with us. They're at 618 Forest Rose Avenue. Great place right there. You have a wonderful business, and I know a great local following. This community just really eats up small business, and I know you've already indicated that this is a good place to have a small business. This community, they've taken good care of you under certainly stressful times. So we hope as we're into 2021 now, and even if we've got some weather this time of year, it's better than what went on last year. We know that. So we hope for a good one for you. Crazyforpopcorn.com, and you're on Facebook and Instagram.
Yep.
And you're open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 5?
Correct.
Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 5. Appreciate them being on Crazy for Popcorn. Liz and Jennifer Shuman, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you for
having
joining
us.
us on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.